Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Rurouni Kenshin, episode number 11 reaction. Alright, the previous episode, it was the beginning of the battle between Kenshin's group and the Onyoban and Kanryu's men, So yeah, what happened was Megumi went back to them because she was blackmailed by Kanryu, and after coming back, Kenshin and his group decided to save her. And in the beginning, Sanosuke was kind of like, "Oh no, why should I do that?" But in the end, he decided to go with Kenshin, and so the battle began. And first of all, 500 men which Kanryu had, all were just wiped out by Kenshin and Sanosuke. Not only that, Kenshin came in and actually put the fear in Kanyu's whole because he was there. He was like, "Oh, I don't want to make trouble with this guy, with Hitokiri Bato's side." And he's pretty freaked out, and in the end he kind of pisses Kenshin off. So Kenshin's like, "Just wait there, I'm going to come there within 1 hour." And but looking at the Onyoban, we get to learn a little bit of their motivations. According to the leader, they are just looking for a battle or something like that, he said. So that's why he's thankful to Megumi that she brought someone crazy as Genshin over here. Now they'll get their fight. So yeah, so let's see what happens. A crazy battle will begin here. I'm guessing in the end we get to see Hanya is kind of guarding the lower floor. So I'm guessing Kenshin will be battling Hanya. So let's see. Alright, this is episode number 11. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference. And let's get started. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Oh God, what is there underneath? Yeah. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Savage Hanya, Honorable Shikijo. Oh my God. Hey! Whoa! What the hell was that? God damn! Oh my God. Well, that was a surprise. Okay, what? Oh, but it. Yeah, I thought that like in a weird way his hand kind of stretched. I was like, oh boy. Okay. What? What is this? Some kind of illusion? Like what? No, I doubt that is an illusion. Like he's actually getting hurt. So okay. Nuance. Right. Okay. Yeah. Seigan. Shinken. Okay. I see. Okay. Well, you come and see. Okay. Oh, dude, stop talking and come on. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Oh. Goddamn. Whacked him in the head. If that was the blade, his head would go like this. Oh. It's basically an illusion. Kind of, the optical illusions. Yeah. Oh wow. Was more than I see. Damn, that's actually smart. Using optical illusion to trick your opponent. He measured the yeah, length. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, true. Oh, I see. Hmm. Oh, why? What? Oh, wait. Oh, did he get burnt or something? Somewhere. What? Wait, what? He got burnt. No, wait, he did himself? Oh, he got captured and probably got tortured. Oh, wait, no. Oh my god. Secret tradition. Oh, that's why he had to do it. I see. Yeah. Give me the Edo castle. God damn. Yeah. Okay. Oh, he knows. Oh. Okay, he locked it. Damn. Oh, it's over. His claws will probably get broken now. His claws are broken. You fool. You fool. Like I said, there you go. Well, yeah, and you did the same thing to someone else. That is not the way. That's the thing. Like using your past as an excuse to do the same thing to others, nah, that's not the way. Yo, piss off! I want to kick this guy in the face now. What? Shut the hell up! She still wants to manipulate her and just use her. Shut. Okay, great. Yeah, go home. Yeah. Please do not fall for this. Um. What? Okay. What? Yeah. Man, get it the hell out of here. Someone please take care of this guy. What? Yo, stop your English. He's the trashiest character of this show. What the hell? It's even worse than those two. Those two brothers. Oh boy. Hmm. Oh my god! Hey! Oh, we haven't seen this guy. This is the first time. I think so. Guard. I feel like Sanosuke will be perfect for him. Yeah, there you go. Yes. Yeah, he matches well with this guy. But Hanya would have been a problem for Sanosuke because Hanya is so fast. However, yeah. Oh wow. Damn. Ah, I see. Yeah, that. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, just assuming stuff. True. Yeah, yeah, he'll be fine. Oh, true. And we have to take care of this situation. So, dance hall. Yeah, so take away your. What the? Yeah. What is this? Is this how is this barehanded? Okay, this guy is just goddamn. Nah, Sanosuke is way tougher than that. Yeah, he stopped Kenshin's blade, I remember. Weird as fight. Yeah, like barehanded, you. Damn, he broke it. Well, at least he dropped the chain. Goddamn. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. Oh my god. Yeah, he's strong. Well, I feel like headbutting is fine. It's- Oh whoa. Yeah. Work for me. Well, I kind of expected that. Oh. Oh. I see. 13 years old. Oh, the big muscles that he got was after using the thing that he used. He was strong from the beginning, but the hell? So you just made these muscles by drinking a potion? Yeah? Nah, that is not the way to train. Yeah. Wow. Yes. Yeah, but Kenshin, he is a different. Hmm. Sure, that is all. You guys have got nothing else going for you. Hmm. Oh, oh, yeah. Like you've seen, he still hasn't used the other. Exactly. What? You got hurt? Your ego got hurt? God damn. Yeah, exactly. Break his leg. Yeah. There you go. This is actual strength. You headbutted him 10 times. He punched you one time. And Sanosuke's muscles are actual. Like he. True. Like Sanosuke worked hard for the whole. Okay, I'll talk about this later. Yeah, he. I think that was the final one, wasn't it? Or was it? Wait, where's I guess Beshimi's not here, or is he here? Yeah, Beshimi and Hyotoko are not here. No, but he exactly wants that. Hmm. What is that? Oh, there's a sword. No, what? Hmm. That is it. All right, next episode we'll have Kenshin versus Aoshi. Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah. Okay, that was this episode number 11. Right. So, okay, let's talk about this episode as a whole. First of all, we had two battles here. The first battle was Hanya versus Kenshin, and then there was this guy, the big guy, I forgot his name, him versus Sanosuke. And then in the end, we get to meet Aoshi, and the fight will begin. So overall, the two battles, one thing is very clear from this whole thing that was already established in the previous episode, that these are a bunch of people who just wants to fight, and that is it. So the whole thing with Hanya, as we get to see, and as Kenshin kind of tells in the end, is that even though you yourself was a person who suffered, the unfortunate part is you weren't able to see the suffering that Megumi had to go through, and you weren't able to sympathize with it. That's why he asked him that, oh, did you know about Megumi's situation? And he's like, yeah, obviously, like, I'm from the Onyoban, I would definitely know about it. And he's like, yeah, that is unfortunate, that even though you and Megumi came from the same type of situation, you weren't able to see or sympathize with her, and kind of did the opposite. So basically, like, these are the type of characters which are just, I don't know, like, what can I say? Like, the characters who have like a sad backstory, you know, there's two ways they either end up. One is either the way Kenshin is, the other is the way Hanya is. So it kind of branches. Kenshin also had a sad past, as far as we could gather. So him, like, going through his, like, his life, whatever he had gone through had made him a better person to be and sympathize with people who are suffering in the same way. He sympathizes with them, and his sadness, or his, his what's that word, difficulties, or his the things that he went through, made him a person who could be able to who can sympathize with others in the same situation, while Hanya is the complete opposite, where a sad past didn't make him a person who could sympathize with people going through the same situation, but made him someone who uses that sad past as an excuse to do whatever the hell he is doing. You know, his loyalty towards Aoshi is basically like, oh, I have a sad past, you know, and he saved me, so I'm going to do everything for him. You know, like, even if it is making other people sad. Like, these are the two things. These are the two differences. Either you end up being a person like Genshin, who, who uses the sadness to help other people and sympathizes with them, that they are going through the same situation as them, or Hanya, who uses that past as an excuse to do what he is doing. So, and I feel like anime, most of the most of the situations, in the villain side, you know, we get to see the latter, like people like Hanya, you know, who uses their past as an excuse to do whatever the hell they want to do, which is not okay, you know. And that is the difference between a hero and a villain, I guess you could say. You know, like, every character has a sad past. Most of the characters in anime that we see, most of them have a sad past. The ones who are heroes are people who, like, learns from that past and tries to help others not to get into past like that, while the ones who are villains literally make an excuse that, oh, I have a sad past, so I can do whatever the hell I want to. You know, it gives me a free pass to do and, like, you know, hurt other people because I have a hurtful past. That is the main difference, and we get to see this clearly here in the situation with Hanya versus Genshin, because he just let the whole thing happen to Megumi, even though he realized what's going on and he knew what Megumi's past was like. So yeah, in the end, you know, like, that whole battle. And then there was this guy, the big guy, and Sanosuke, where here we get to see he is also a similar type of person, or in a similar circumstance as Hanya. His situation is that he just wants, like, he's the type of person who just wants to fight, and he's like, oh, our leader doesn't care about, you know, past, present, you know, if you're strong, it's okay, you can come and fight. So, which is also something that Sanosuke kind of says, that you are comparing yourself, you guys with Genshin. You know, that is in no way can be comparable, because Genshin is the type of person who is not a power hungry, like, you know, like people like you guys. He, since his past is sad, he knows and he can sympathize with others, unlike you guys, who just uses that as an excuse to fight. And, like, you know, like, as he says, you know, you is just here to fight, nothing else goes through your head, you know. Like, however, Genshin is a type of person who is way above that thought process. So don't you dare compare yourself to Kenshin. And like he has a lot more going on than simple brute strength. And yeah, and in the end, and not only that, this guy literally says that, oh, these muscles are a result of me drinking an elixir or something like that. Yeah, obviously, Aoshi said that his muscles were really good, like strong, and that's why he was like, oh, take this, it's going to make you even stronger. So the big muscles that we are seeing, most of them is, I'm pretty sure most of them are the result of them are just having that elixir or potion that he had. That's why. While Sanosuke is a completely different type of person. Whatever he has built up through his own hard work. Unlike this guy who's just I'm big and strong and that's it. So Sanosuke, him versus this guy, was a perfect way to show, what someone who has conviction and what can I say, who has a clear vision of what strength is versus someone who has a very twisted or a delusional vision of what strength is. The big guy, his vision of strength was twisted and deluded. He's like, oh, I hit hard so I'm strong, that kind of thing. While Sanosuke's vision of true strength is something completely different. It is someone like Genshin, who has gone through tough stuff and who knows what it is correct and what is incorrect, who knows that brute strength isn't everything, and that is like Sanosuke's way of vision of strength. And yeah, both of them were pitted together and it was clear to see which one won. Obviously Sanosuke is the one who won, and his vision of strength was the one. So yeah, superficial stuff like this big guy, that is not strength. Strength comes from within, and then that we got to see perfectly in this battle, Sanosuke versus this guy. And then obviously there was the ending where Genshin versus Aoshi is going to happen. So yeah, that was this episode. As a whole, it was a great episode. It just was a warm up for whatever's going to come for the next episode. So yeah, let's wait and see. Okay, now let me talk about this episode step by step, just like I usually do, go through the whole episode one after the other scene. Right, so in the beginning, the battle between Hanya and Kenshin begins, and we get to see Hanya has a iron gauntlet or whatever underneath his hand. Not only that, when he punches Kenshin, his hand kind of stretches. I saw that. I was like, what was that? It seemed as if his hand stretched and kind of twisted, and that is why Kenshin wasn't able to properly parry the whole thing, because it caught him off guard. It got him. He fell down and he gets punched 1 or 2 times, but then Kenshin parries it and gets back up again. And he's like, oh, you're under my trick or under my spell or illusion, when I already put it on you that day when I saw you. Obviously, that was a load of bullcrap. Obviously, it was not a spell or any type of genjutsu. It was just, I guess you could call it a genjutsu, kind of, if you think about it. It was just an illusion, an optical illusion. That's it. He was talking like crap. He was like, oh, that day I put it on you. Obviously not. This is just how his the stripes are making him seem like that. And Kenshin immediately realized what's going on. So Kenshin is like, oh, so here Hanya starts getting cocky. He's like, oh, you are not able to defend my attacks, and you won't be able to fight against Aoshi at all. You won't be able to last even 1 minute. Okay, so right. So after that, Kenshin's like, alright, you know what? I can understand what you're doing, so let me try something. So he puts his sword like this in front of him. And okay, so here Hanya was like, oh, this is a defensive step. You're defending yourself so that you whenever I try to attack you, you can attack me by just moving your sword a little bit. And that's how it's like an absolute defense stance. How are you going to be offensive against me using that? And he's like, you're a scam, like you are hitoki ni batto sai. I'm in no way is that possible, like I'm disappointed in you, like blah blah blah, just like as always, just talking, like trash talking at its finest without even knowing what your opponent can do. And he's like, oh, like I'm going to show you what it is. And I love how Kenshin doesn't reply at all. He keeps speaking and keeps making a fool out of himself, while Kenshin is just there standing and just standing and waiting for him. That is, I feel like that is so much more insulting in my opinion. Like, I'm pretty sure like Hanya was just like, he's like, like multiple times he's like, answer my question, is this all you've got? Answer me. And Kenshin just doesn't speak. He's just standing there waiting for him, and which frustrates him even more. And oh god, that's funny. Like as they say, sometimes like silence is golden. Like just let your actions speak for you. Actions speak louder than words. This guy was just blabbering away about how he's not worthy enough or whatnot, while Kenshin's just waiting and letting his actions do the talking for him. And so he's like, all right, I'm going to show you how you're not worthy, this and that, like stuff like that. And he tries to attack him. And here Kenshin realizes what's going on, because he used his sword to measure the length of, like, kind of see the length of his hand. And, he here cracked the whole code about this being an optical illusion. So he dodges it. And like as soon as he realized what's going on, he immediately dodges it and then whacks his head. Now here's the thing. If Kenshin was using his actual sword, this guy would have been dead here immediately. It would have been over. So the fact that he still kept trash talking after that shows how much blindsided he is. Like, doesn't he understand that if Kenshin wasn't using a sakabato here, if he was using a sword here, his head would go this over. And even after getting hit here, he keeps trash talking. He's like, oh, you don't know about me, like, I went through this type of things, like, and now Shisama took me in, like, what have you gone through? You guys must have, like I said, like, using his past as an excuse. This is one of the most, like, what can I say? One of the worst things that anime villain characters do. Use their past as an excuse to justify what they're doing currently. And, like, if we stopped and thought for a moment that, what? He actually hit me in my head. If that was an actual sword, I probably would have been dead here. So I should probably take this a little bit more seriously and not try to let my pride go to my head. He probably would have, I don't know, like, I doubt he would have still been able to defeat Kenshin. But still, he could have been a little bit more, like, he could have been done a little bit more here in this situation. But no, he just lets, like, go completely and just keeps talking. Alright, before he keeps like trash talking, Kenshin explains the whole thing. He talks about the horizontal striped tattoos and how it makes his hand feel a little bit more girthier than it usually is, and that's why the thickness and the length, it's kind of like tricking your eyes and making the hand seem, I think, shorter than it usually is. I think that's what it says. Wait a minute. Difference made it feel like his arm was extending. There you go. But it wasn't. It was, yeah, making the blow hit when I thought I'd evade it. So yeah, like, it's making his hand seem shorter than it actually is. Because, like, his hand is like, let me think, like, let me say that his hand is like this big. However, looking at it, he's seeing that the hand is this big, like an optical illusion. So when it tries to hit him, he's trying to dodge by gauging this amount of distance. But that's actually not his length of his hand. His length of his hand is this big. So it seems as if his hand is extending when it's actually not. It is actually the normal length. It's just that his eyes are getting tricked by the optical illusion to make his hands seem shorter than they usually are. So when his actual length of hand hits him, he thinks it's expanding, and that's how it's like tricking it. It's an optical illusion, basically. And he's like, I also realized, and like I kind of figured it out by using my sword length as a, like, as a reference. Not only that, he also was kind of feeling a little bit suspicious, because him being a shinobi, he wears these type of flashy clothes. Why would he do that then? because of that. Also, he said like, oh, your mask that you're wearing is probably to hide your expressions and stuff. And he's like, yeah, you're correct, but you're not completely correct. The mask that I'm wearing here, there's a bigger reason behind it. And the mask breaks, and you can see his face is like burnt completely, or like not burnt, but the skin is out, and the ears are gone, the nose are gone. Yeah. So he now, okay. He says this face proves useful, so I do like it. Okay, so did you do that to your face? I am a spy. My main mission is gathering intelligence. Okay, in order to be able to disguise myself with any face, I burned off my lips, chopped my ears and nose off, and crushed my cheekbone. So he himself did it. So he explains that I don't know where you were born, but the area where I was had very poor villages. Okay, in villages like that, even to this day, there is a secret tradition where parents kill children to lessen food expenses. They call it returning the children in my village. Okay. So he's like, I was able to survive from that. I think that's what he says. And he's like, and then Aoshi-sama took me in. And that's why I'm going to give everything to him. And made me into top ranked Omitsu. So I made him a little misunderstanding here. I thought that he, like, the fact that he survived, that is why he had to like cut off his ears and nose and become like this to like save himself from the other people so that they don't recognize him. But no, that's not the case. He, as he actually says, he broke his nose, he broke his cheekbone, took out the ears because he had to be a spy, so that like his face should be like this so that he can take any disguise, something like that. And that is why he did it. It's not because of his parents, like yeah, obviously his parents like left him to die, but him surviving was not the reason why he did it, like to save himself from the people who tried to kill him. He did this because he wanted to like prove useful to Aoshi as a spy. So that is why he did it. Okay. And he like brings out his like claws or whatever, like like the blades, and he tries to attack him. And then Kenshi's like, alright, before we begin our resume our battle, I have to ask you something. Do you know about Megumi's whole situation? And he's like, yeah, don't underestimate me. I'm from the Shinobi. I'm from the Onyaban. Obviously, I knew about it. And then Kenshin's like, alright then. And then they begin their battle. Kenshin gets hit. At first he's like, there you go, Kenshin. And then he realizes his claws are broken and he himself got hit, so he falls down. So yeah, here Kenshin comes up to him and says like, the fact that even though you yourself have a tough past, but still you weren't able to sympathize with Megumi and did the same thing to her almost, like, yeah, like that was your mistake. That was bad. And yeah, that's what I said. Like, your tough past isn't an excuse or a free pass to you to make other people go through the same thing as well. Like, yeah, obviously if you have a tough past, people will sympathize with you, but you cannot really use that as an excuse to do whatever the hell you want to and make other people's miserable present in the present. That is not how it goes. How it should usually go is like what Kenshin does. He takes lessons from his past to make sure that other people in front of him do not go through the same thing. And that is the correct way. Be kinder because of your past, not make it an excuse to do the same thing to other people. That is the thing. Yeah. And I wonder what would have Kenshin did if Hanya was like, oh no, I had no idea that was Megumi's past. I don't know. He probably would have. I wonder what he would have done. Probably would have knocked him out or something. Probably wouldn't like attack him or like do it like that, but kind of. I don't know. I have no idea. But something definitely would have changed if Hanya actually had no idea what Megumi went through. Anyways, alright. Then this scene, it's a weird ass scene where Kanyu suddenly tries to like manipulate Megumi, and he's like, oh, like you come with me, we can do like like we can do a business somewhere else, like these guys, they're crazy people. So yeah, I'll stop hurting people and making opium. I'll like if you want to help people out, I'll do that, like we can do a business like that. I'm like, go away. Okay, this part is so weird. He's like, we can save people who are suffering from illnesses. And when Megumi is kind of like like just kind of like expression changes, I'm like, please don't listen to this guy and don't get tricked. In no way can we believe that. And he's like, I'll reflect on, no, repent for my past activities, how I treated you and the crimes I committed against society. I want to do it over if I can, together with you who bear the same sins as I do. For a moment, I was like, what is happening here? The way he says, because I love you, at first I really didn't understand what the hell he said there. And then I realized, it suddenly dawned on me. I'm like, what is, this guy's a creep. Oh my god, that's one of the funniest things oh god. Why did he say it like that? What the hell? Like one of the most creepiest ways someone can. Okay. And then his straight face after saying that. I'm like, god damn, this guy. You know what? Instead of an entrepreneur, he could be a good, like could be a good comedian. Like just doing his usual antics. Like he can probably like just he'll make people laugh like this. Like, who acts like this? Like, that was one of the most weirdest things I've ever seen and heard. Good god. Like, oh my god. And then when Megumi's like, oh, go away, can't you? I'm sick of your lies. And he's like, you, like, you're just like me. You think you can get away from this? And like, like, you're the reason why all of this happened. You are the one who made the opium. I'm not at fault here. You can intoxicate yourself with your heroism in there. What would all my customers who died because of you think? Blah blah blah. It's all your fault. Just leaves. Yeah. And Aoshi kind of like was sitting, like standing, and he was kind of. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, Ashi was just there standing, and he's like, scum. Good God, this guy needs to go. Really, like I don't know what they're going to do to Kandu, but I really hope he suffers. From here onwards, he suffers. Like I'm pretty sure he'll be arrested or something. Like hopefully he stays in jail forever or something. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, this guy needs to go. There's trash, and then there's this guy. Like, and he's rotten trash. He's not even trash. He's rotten trash. That's how bad he is. Oh god. Okay. And then we come across this guy. The main keep guard, Shikijo. That's his name. So he's like, he uses the big chain, the ball, and Kenshin takes Yahiko and protects him, while Sanosuke also dodged it. But then Sanosuke's like, leave this to me, Kenshin, you go. I'll be perfect against him, which makes sense because obviously there's a there's a compatibility. Like, if I'm pretty sure if Sanosuke went against Hanya, he would have been defeated badly, because Hanya is the type of person who would be a bad match against Sanosuke. While this big guy, he's perfect for Sanosuke because both of them are big and strong and they can defend themselves and fight. So he's like, oh, this is perfect for me, Kenshin, you go ahead. And Kenshin leaves, and then we begin the battle between wait, what was his name? He just said his name, I forgot it already. Shikijo. Okay, Shikijo. So Shikijo and Sanosuke then begins their battle. So he's like, oh, you're a strong man yourself, let's fight barehanded. And then he just starts using his chain, and I'm like, what is this? Isn't barehanded, like, what? But either way, this is a battle, like everything is fair in a battle. So yeah, you cannot really expect your opponent to just follow the rules that they made. So he uses the chain to kind of grab Sanosuke and like punches him. I guess it is barehanded if you kind of like think about it in that way. He was punching him barehanded, but still, him using the chain really completely just goes against what he just said, that he's going to do this barehanded. It isn't barehanded though. But either way, so yeah, and Sanosuke is like a man's got to fight with nothing up his sleeve. Like, you're a joke, my guy. And so then he's like, alright, you know what? Okay, I'm going to fight barehanded. And he throws the chain away and he like grabs him, and they're like, both of them are fighting. But this guy is strong. He uses his head to kind of like, headbutt Sanosuke. And he's like, oh, like, like you can see from the scars on my body that I've gone through a lot of fights and everything. And he's like, right, and he's like, even though you're strong out from the outside, inside of your brain is pretty rattled now because I headbutted you. So you should feel it very quickly. And then he starts talking about how he was also picked up by Aoshi, and how he was actually a part of the imperialists, like, like group. However, after he got defeated, Aoshi said something like, your muscles are extraordinary. It would be a shame to skill off such a spy. If you use the elixir of muscle amplification passed down among the Onmyoban group, you'll become even stronger. And I'm like, oh my god. So, good god. So his big muscles are literally, the reason behind it is he used a potion or an elixir to amplify them. Yeah, you know what? Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like they tried to use, it kind of is appropriate in this situation if you think about it, because like I said, this battle between Sanosuke and this guy was literally showing us what strength actually is. His version of strength is just an outward, like, like an outward like expression of strength. Oh, I'm big, I'm strong, that kind of strength. His version of strength. While Sanosuke's version of strength, as he says, is a more deeper one. His version of strength comes from the soul, and it is not really showing anyone that, oh, look how strong he is, but from deep from the inside he's strong, that kind of thing. And like this also fits together, like the clash between like an outward show, like, show of strength, while a strength that comes from in the inside, where Sanosuke is the latter. So I think that is perfect for this situation, where we get to see he actually, like, like his muscles were strong from the beginning, but he amplified them using like a certain elixir, which just shows how it's basically all superficial. His vision of strength is that, oh, I'm big, I'm strong, I'm thick, and that is my version of strength. I hit hard, and that's all. While Sanosuke's version of strength is strength that comes from within. His version of strength is Kenshin's way of looking at, like, looking at the world and the way he does it. So Sanosuke's version of strength comes from the soul, which is the most purest form of strength. Something like that. And you can see how he's here, like, this big guy, he's like, oh, anyone who can fight is welcome to join me. Again, a very superficial and a very shallow way of looking at what strength is. According to him, people who fight are the only ones who's worthy to be here. Which in itself is such a superficial and a very shallow way to look at it. Like, strength comes in different forms, in a lot of ways. Like, for this guy, someone like, who cannot fight, like, let's just say like Megumi, for example. Megumi cannot fight. So for him, Megumi would probably be unworthy for, for being strong. But if you think about it, as Kenshin said before, Megumi is also strong. The way her strength works is like the fact that she was able to endure, knew about her sins, and still keep going through it. And she suffered for so long and now she's trying to do the better thing and like trying to change himself. That is her strength, like suffering every single day, like having the burden of so many deaths in her hands. But but now she's trying to break out of it. That is her version of strength, I guess you could say. So that is what strength is. Strength doesn't only come like from the outside, like, oh, like, this guy has bigger muscles so he's strong. That isn't really strength. That is a very shallow way of looking at strength, and that's what this guy does, while Sanosuke is complete opposite. And here we get to see which one wins. Obviously Sanosuke wins here in the end, because as we get to see, he's like, where's that part? Yeah, wait a minute, where does it say it? Okay, I gained this invincible muscular strength. If you use the Onyaban group elixir, you might even surpass Hanya and myself. So come with me, this and that. He kind of says that to him. And Sanosuke is like, the Onyaban is powerful. You guys to begin with, but Beishimi and Hyotoko as well. Depending on how they fight, they're nothing to sneeze at. But that's as far as it goes. It seems like powerful guys gather for one reason or another around Aoshi Shinomori, but that is all. You guys just want to fight, and your vision of strength and power is very shallow and superficial. Yeah, each and every one of you is just strong. That is why gathering powerful individuals and fighting becomes everything for you. Yeah, but Kenshin Himura is different. Missy Yahiko and Megumi Takani, all sorts of people admire him and create a ring. Hitokiri is a name of the past, and now he's a Rurouni, but fighting still always happens around him. Even then, and he like stops him from attacking. Yeah, everyone gets it. No matter how strong, Kenshin will never wield his sword for his own battles. His Sakabato always exists, only to protect other people. Yeah, the Onyaban group has drowned in their own strength and has been reduced to the pawns for Kanyu Takeda. Kenshin Himura is a completely different caliber. There you go, this is 100% correct here. And that is what this is. They basically look at strength and power in a very shallow and superficial way. Unlike Kenshin, who, as he says, is the real deal. His vision is something that is perfect. Unlike these guys who have a very shallow way of looking at what power is and what, like strength is. And he's like, how dare you? Ooh, tries to attack him. And then Sanosuke just breaks his hand. And then, like, this was like, he was like headbutting him 5 to 10 times, as we saw. However, one punch from Sanosuke was enough to just break him completely. Like Sanosuke just comes in and like hits him in the head. He drops from the top to the ground, and that is it. That is enough to like completely, make him go unconscious. And he's like, yeah, you know what? If you really want to know and learn more about what strength is, come to us. Like we'll if you change your mind, we can make you strong. There we go. Shikicho, if you ever get the opportunity, you should fight against Kenshin sometime. Then you'll understand. Maybe you'll be able to regain something important you have lost. Right. And yeah, and then he tries to leave and then he falls to the ground. Now, I, like watching these battles and stuff like all these battles, I'm getting the vibe that these characters will become good characters in the future. Like all these characters that we are fighting, like Hanya, especially like this guy Shikijo, I think that was his name. They'll like in the future they'll probably become our allies or something. I don't know, like like animes do this, especially in the beginning part of the animes. Usually in the beginning part, whatever enemies we see, they sometimes, most of the times, they kind of become allies. And then the enemies that are introduced later on, they're actually the actual enemies or something like that. So since this is like barely the start of the anime, I feel like there's a high probability of all the characters that we are defeating here to actually join us in the future or help us out. Not join us, I would say, but become our allies, something like that. I don't know. I might be wrong, but let's wait and see. Because like when Sanosuke was like, oh, if you have an opportunity to come and fight Kenshin, maybe you'll regain your past, like strength and self. I feel like that was a hint as to that. Maybe in the future episodes he'll have a change of heart or something. I don't know. You know what? Let's just stop speculating. Right. Now next we get to see Kenshin comes across Aoshi, and he's like, I don't actually want to fight, but and Aoshi's like, oh no, I'm not leaving from here. And you can see that he has like a sword, I think, or something like that. I'm not really sure what that is. I think that's a sword. And that's where it ended. So yeah, next episode we'll be having the big battle between Kenshin and Aoshi. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. That was my reaction to. Oh wait, just a minute. I was thinking Yahiko is still here with us. I was wondering what would Yahiko do in this situation. I think Yahiko's like role from here onward would be like Kenshin will probably fight Aoshi, and Kenshin will probably tell Yahiko to go and try to save Megumi. So Kenshin will be fighting Aoshi, while Yahiko will probably try to go ahead and try to open the door or something like that, and help and break out Megumi or something like that. He'll probably be tasked in doing, And the fact that you remember that Megumi kind of protected and saved Yahiko's life, I think that like the thing is like that guy, what's his name? Kanyu is still there. So I feel like something is going to happen, and maybe Megumi's life will be in danger, and probably Yahiko will probably try and will probably save her from that. And that is how he'll be repaying his debt to Megumi or something like that. I don't know, because otherwise why is Yahiko still here along with us? Like now we'll be fighting the main big boss. What will Yahiko do in this situation? That's what I think. That is what will be his task, that go and like break out Megumi while Kenshin fights Aoshi, something like that. And I doubt Aoshi will try to stop Yahiko, because all Aoshi wants to do is fight Kenshin, so he couldn't be bothered as to what Yahiko does. So yeah, alright, so that was it. That's my reaction to episode number 11 of Rurouni Kenshin. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And yes, that is it. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys next week with another episode of Rurouni Kenshin. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.